Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from PJ Media. It's dated May 19th, and it says, here's the smoking gun UNWRA knew about October 7th in advance. So there's another reason for us to defund the UN and defund this particular group of people specifically. It says, Hello UNWRA this weekend posted the smoking gun. The UN's Palestinian humanitarian, in scare quotes, agency knew in advance of Hamas's October 7th terror invasion, and Hamas meant to torpedo any chance for peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia. United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, or UNWRA, as we mentioned already, the chief Felipe Lazzarini posted Sunday that throughout the war in Gaza, one of the most dreadful updates I regularly receive is the death toll on UNWRA staff. Today, that death toll has surpassed the gruesome milestone of 300. Well, maybe they shouldn't be, like, they're, number one, they're in a war zone. Number two, they are actually, like, part of the people there. Like, they are Hamas, okay? So stop trying to say these are just aid workers. These are actually, like, terrorists. As Lazzarini also made this highly questionable claim, given what we know about the veracity of Hamas's casualty figures, which you can't believe anything they say, says the vast majority of staff were killed by the Israeli army with their children and loved ones, whole families wiped out. Press the biggest X in the world to doubt, and also, I don't see you had anything to say on October 7th when that actually happened to Israelis. Didn't see anything about that, buddy. So it says, the loss of innocent life is always regrettable, and in war, often inevitable. Assuming they happened at all, given Hamas's habit of inflating civilian death numbers, but I will not weep for the loss of UNRWA personnel. Neither will I. It says, you might wonder why I don't mourn the loss of these humanitarians. Sit tight. It says, regulatory capture is when a government agency meant to regulate an industry ends up serving the interests of that industry instead of the public. It doesn't happen all at once, of course. An agency is set up with the best of intentions, at least ostensibly, but lobbying and the need for industry expertise eventually turn the regulator into just another arm of the industry it's supposed to oversee. So what do you call it when a UN relief organization over time becomes run and staffed by people whose ambition is terrorism instead of humanitarianism, as I was saying before? It says, I don't know about you, but I still call it terrorism, because it is. It says, because when you're enabling mass murder, I don't care about technicalities. It says, here's UNRWA's pure evil courtesy of UNWRA. And then here's an embedded tweet here. It just shows people that are, like here, it says, here are the minutes of Hamas's high-level meeting on October 3rd, 2023, so it's 4 days before the massacre, planning an extraordinary action to torpedo Saudi-Israeli peace. Your longtime UNRWA official, Suhail al-Hindi, is listed. He was away, but did they inform him or you of the planned October 7th massacre? And he's talking about Felipe Lazzarini and the previous quote that I mentioned as well. It says, according to UNRWA's translation, the minutes cite Hamas chief Yahya Sinwar saying, there is no doubt that the Saudi-Zionist normalization agreement is progressing significantly, opening the door for the majority of Arab and Islamic countries to follow, and that an extraordinary action was required to derail Arab-Israeli peace efforts. It says, and another thing, this is the year that Data Republicans, small r, taught us something I think we should term mission capture. That's when NGOs end up doing privatized versions of the things government shouldn't do or doesn't want to be seen doing, instead of charitable or humanitarian work. Granted, many NGOs are established for that very reason. The October 7th quickly followed, and UNRWA's own Suhail al-Hindi was present at the meeting where the need for an extraordinary action was floated. The UN, no friend of Israel, fired 9 UNRWA staff members last year after an internal investigation found they may have been involved in the Hamas-led October 7th attack against Israel. But the UN only conducted the investigation under pressure, and it's my opinion, the author, not me, Jason, that they offered up a few sacrificial lambs out of a huge pack of wolves to silence critics. That's very likely true. As however, many UNRWA employees are embedded Hamas operatives, and it's surely more than 9, so the agency must be dismantled. You don't reform a terrorist from masquerading as a relief agency, you shut it down. That is correct, and so that's pretty damning. I mean, if it's, basically a UN-aligned agency knew about a terrorist attack, regardless if it was Israel, before it was going to happen and did nothing about it. In fact, people from this particular UN-aligned agency were involved in the attack. That's a problem. And that's why we should get rid of the UN. It doesn't need to exist anymore. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.